Chairman, councillors, members of the expert panel, my name is Mark Richardson. I'm a small business owner, a parent, a volunteer, a taxpayer, and a citizen of Ward 32 in East End, Toronto. I'm not an expert on the science and sociology of community recreation. I don't represent any organization or group, but with two active kids who are 8 and 11, I can provide an individual customer's understanding of the current state of community recreation in Toronto, and I want to present some ideas and pose some questions to help you shape the future. Where do I come from? I've got 11 plus years as a customer and client of Toronto recreation programs for my two kids. I've got 6 years as a volunteer with the Fairmount Ice Masters. We flood the outdoor rink in Fairmount Park every winter for the kids to skate on. And I've got 3 years as a user of the Cherry Beach soccer fields, where my kids play in the Cherry Beach Soccer League. My daughter's in the finals tonight. Go Holland. Well, so now here we are. I'm sitting in this chair today to talk about the future of recreation. But 9 months ago, I was sitting here talking about closing 12 community centers and 7 pools. So let's ask some questions about where we are now to try and understand where we want to be in the future. The big overall question I want you guys to think about is, do the policy guidelines and operational practices of Toronto recreation departments ensure the long-term fiscal viability of programs and facilities? And I'm breaking it down into 4 questions. How well do you understand your recreation customers and their relationship with programming? Are priority centers and welcome program guidelines actually serving the people they're designed for? Does the city clearly communicate the delivered value of programs and subsidies to recreation customers? And do your current policy guidelines and operational practices allow for future growth in recreation programs and facilities today, 2020, 2030? So here's the question. How well does the city understand your recreation customers and their relationship with programming? My family has an 11-year relationship as a recreation customer. I have no sense of a proactive customer service relationship with the city. I can't buy a stapler at Staples. I can't order a pizza. I can't book a rental car without some sort of proactive relationship from that vendor afterwards. Asking me if I want to rent again next time, asking me how my experience was, a survey about who I am, where I come from, what's going on. Are priority centers and the welcome program guidelines actually serving the people they're designed for? 21 priority centers were established in 1999 using the low-income cutoff numbers. Toronto's neighborhood demographics have changed in the last 13 years. With the exception of the recent addition of Antibes, the location of priority centers have not. Here's the provocative question. Do location-based designations still make sense in mixed income and mobile location communities? Those neighborhoods have changed now. Do those designations still make sense? And what sort of usage and attendance tracking are you using for the revised welcome program? Are the right people getting the funds? Are they getting into the programs close to them? And if they're getting into those programs, are they actually showing up for what they booked? Does the city clearly communicate the delivered value of programs and subsidies to recreation customers? Non-residents must pay a $36 non-resident fee if they book. Non-residents must pay a $71 non-resident fee for a free program. So they're not really non-resident fees. Those are $36 and $71 resident subsidies. Does every person with an M postal code really need the full subsidy from general revenue? I probably don't. And if you are going to do that, could you at least do what Walmart does? Tell me how much I saved by being a person who has an M postal code. As a resident of Toronto, you received this much subsidy on this program booking. If you did that, the number of things my kids do, I probably get more back in the property than I pay in property taxes in the subsidies for the programs that I get. People see the property tax bill, they don't see the value you're delivering in exchange for it. So, do your current policy guidelines and operational practices allow for future growth in recreation programs and facilities, 2012, 2020, 2030? I want you to test some different pricing models and access models in some mixed income neighborhoods. You've got a brand new mixed income neighborhood in Regent Park. You've got a $14 million aquatic center. Use it as your test site. You don't have to change everything everywhere. Have a lab, figure out how these things are supposed to work. Use modern technology and customer service methods to proactively engage with your recreation customers. And if you can't remember all of these questions, just remember this one. What kind of City of Toronto recreation facilities am I going to be able to take my grandchildren to in 2030? That's it.
Thank you very much. Those are provocative questions.